Hi, today we're looking to convert Notion form into PDF files, and for this going to look at demo of community service form. Once a user fills in this particular form from start till the end and they click on submit, the responses will go into the responses view of the database. I've already have created two dummy responses for this particular form, and now I'm looking to create PDF files on automation for every response that comes up over here. For this, I'll be using a tool known as PDFOutput, which helps me create PDF file on automation from a Google document with the help of a Notion database. So I already have this database available on my workspace, but I need to create a document from scratch, which will be used for the template file. This can be used to produce any document such as reports, invoices, contracts, certificates, or even quotations, which are generating on a day-to-day basis for the business. Click on create PDF and simply continue with any of your account, and then we will understand the remaining automation steps. So I'm going to quickly sign in with one of my account from the list, and then we will proceed with the rest of the automations. So first things first, we need to add a Notion database, which we already have over here. Once that is added, we need to add the document for the database, which will be the template file. And finally, we need to map all the properties of the database onto the document one by one to create the PDFs on automation. So click on add Notion database, and we will be adding the database right now. So let me copy this community service form title, and then I will be adding the same in the database selection window. So let's click on select pages, and I will put the community service form title inside the search pages field, which will allow me to select the database. So I already have it added up over here, so do not need to. So in your case, you should add it once you paste the title over here. Okay. A key thing to understand here is that do not add the database by selecting these pages from this list, as doing so you will not be able to see the database come up correctly and your experience will not be smooth. So always enter the database title inside the search pages field and then only add the database. Besides this, if your database is connected with any relation properties, so let's say this database is connected with database A and database B through relationship values, you can add database A and database B over here inside the search pages. So make sure you're adding the main database as well as any relation database which you are using inside the search pages to be able to create PDFs with all the relation and roller values coming up in the generated files. So having considered that, let's click on allow access. And now we will be given access to the community service form, which we can use for the remaining steps. If your database does not appear in the list, simply click on reload database, or you can refresh the page once or twice and the database will automatically appear. Okay. Sometimes it takes a while to load the database. So please have some patience and click on reload if it is not appearing. Now let's add a document for this. So I can click on add Google document. If you already have any existing document for the database, you can go with the existing document setup and you can choose any existing document which you already have on your drive. Okay. I do not have any such document available for the specific form. So I will go with a demo document instead, which will add me a new demo document with all the fields automatically mapped for my use case. So you can see it has created me this document live with all the placeholders automatically created for me. Okay, so let me name this to community service. And you can see that all the fields over here have automatically been mapped with the database that we have already over here. So let's say the volunteer information is mapped with the volunteer information field over here. So when the PDF will be created, the volunteer information placeholder will be replaced with the values from the database that we see over here. So all the fields that you see inside double curly brackets will be replaced with the values from the database one by one, and the PDFs will be created after that. Okay. If you want to manually map any properties, you can simply click on copy. So let's say I want to add supervisor information. I can click on copy and I can put it anywhere on the document. So use Control V or Command V on a keyboard to paste the property live onto the document. So you can simply copy paste all the properties onto the document wherever you need it, and it can automatically be added onto the document when it is required. I already have all the fields automatically mapped, so I do not need to repeat this process. Now, if I go back to the form database and if I scroll to the right side, you will see these two additional columns, generate PDF and PDF file. If you mark any records as ready to generate, the PDF file will be created for those specific records and it will be stored right inside the PDF file section. So make sure to do that as well. And I can also define the PDF file name. Okay, so I want to generate the PDF file by the volunteer information that we have over here, or you can go with the supervisor, whatever you need. So I will go with the volunteer information. So my files will be created with the volunteer field that we have over here. And let me reload the database once again because I just changed the properties after adding the database. So I need to reload the database once. And now let's click on download PDF. Okay, so all the PDFs that you have will be directly downloaded inside the PDF file section, and it will be also saved in the downloads folder. So you can see the first file is already out and it is also completed, and you can see the PDF file also created right over here. If we open up the file, all the fields have automatically been mapped with the placeholder values that we have over here in the database. Second file is also out, and let's check the second output. If you click on this, the second output also has all the fields correctly mapped. So we just created two documents, one after the other, with all the fields entirely mapped from the database. Okay. The best part of using this automation tool is once everything is correctly set up, click on setup Notion automation, and now everything will be automated directly inside your database. So whenever a user will click on submit and a new response will come up over here, all you need to do is turn into ready to generate, and the PDF will automatically stored right over here in the database. So you do not need to manually map any fields or manually produce the PDFs as we did just now. Rather, whenever a user clicks on submit and a new response comes up, all you need to do is turn it to ready to generate, and the PDF will directly be stored inside the PDF file section. This makes it really easy and convenient to use, as every automation happens directly inside the database, and you do not need to juggle between PDF output dashboard and the database to create PDFs. I hope this explanation is clear to you. If you still have questions, I'm available at the chat bubble at the bottom. Send me a message with your queries. I'll be able to take up the same when I see it. Or else you can go to the contact section at the bottom of the page and contact me with your issues and send me an email over here, which I'll be able to address. You even have an option to book a free demo session. So if you want to have a free demo session of how this works,